My next interview is brought to you by Sarpy County Chamber of Commerce. Now, these people, I tell you what, this is the fastest growing county, obviously, in the state, and one of the fastest growing counties in America. They land these massive projects down there, these data centers and so on. When the recession hit in 2008, almost all the chambers of commerce across America and many nonprofit groups, their memberships, atrophied, crumbled. It was a very difficult time, and yet the Sarpy County Chamber of Commerce actually built their membership during that period of time. They've quadrupled their membership in the last 4 years. So if you're interested in getting on a train that's moving fast, you can do a lot of things, and they've recently invested, by the way, in professional development. So they have people over there that are dedicated to helping you be a better executive. And so truly maturing, becoming a more sophisticated organization right there at the Chamber down there in Sarpy County. And great job, and thank you so much for supporting us right here at our Success Summit. Now, this next guy, I've known him for a while. He keeps evolving, keeps reinventing himself. But I tell you what, how many of you, if you're with a small business, either an employee or the owner of a small business, freelancer, whomever, would you please raise your hands high right now at this moment, please? I want to see. All right. Probably at least 50% or more of our audience are small business people. This gentleman right here is your champion. He is your advocate. He's a workshop trainer, Mr. Michael Mitlier, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome right up here on Success Summit. He's for you, right here.
Mr. Man.
There you are. You didn't know where I was going on.
I tell you what,
Huh?
I didn't know where you were going on it, but let me tell you, does this guy have a lot of energy or what?
We're going to ride. We're going to ride right here because every time I'm around you, I learn something. You settle me down, though.
Okay, there you go.
You have a calming influence. You don't believe that, do you? Hey, no. Listen, tell us what you're doing with, what is rule of thumb, okay? I love this idea, and you found the sweet spot one more time.
Yeah, I did. Actually, these books came about 4 years ago. I had started the Small Business Association. We had gotten a grant to write books, to write a book for people who were low-income people that, if they wanted to start a business, how could they do it?
Absolutely.
So they're about 100 pages long, real simple to read, real easy to read.
Nuts and bolts, basics, how to get it done, right?
How to get it done, and one book led to, we're up to 12 now.
Yes.
So 12 separate
12 books. He's got a library of books.
And we got Rita out here. Huh? Rita Rocker's one of our authors, and she's authored
Rita
one of our
Rocker is
books.
here, yes. Yeah. And what about Beverly Browning? Is she here tonight?
No, she's not. She's in Phoenix, Arizona.
But she is involved with you as well?
Yep, she is involved.
Okay. So you've got this coterie, shall we say, of authors and trainers and people that are focused on really providing, again, nuts and bolts, not a lot of management theory, but how to get a small business going. Yeah. Is that right?
They're real basic books. I mean, you pick out one book and you read it, and I've had somebody just recently said they read Rita's book, and they're like, hey, I could read it in a night. Yeah. Didn't take very long, and I got a lot of tips from it. It can make a huge difference in somebody's
life,
Yeah, exactly.
They may not have the time to go to classes or night school or whatever, a lot of great options. But if you can get that book and get the basics and get right back to work tomorrow, that's awesome.
Pretty easy.
Tell me about the evolution of your life. I know you've had some ups and downs, and what I like about you, Michael, is that you're not afraid to reinvent yourself. You just keep repositioning yourself. The world changes. Boom, you're this. Yeah. Boom. Tell me about that.
A lot of reinvention comes from people forcing me to reinvent myself.
Well, but you didn't resist.
Being laid off.
Right, you went along with it, right?
Yeah. Everything happens for a reason.
Yes, well, tell us about that.
I think a lot of my reinvention has been based on being forced into it. My first job, I lost my job and went into business for myself, and then I was in business for 13 years. Okay. And then I got lymphoma, so I had to reinvent myself for 3 months.
Well,
I call it my extreme makeover. I got new hair and a little less weight.
Wow. Now, when was that?
That was in 2004.
2004.
So then I had to reinvent myself then.
What did you do? Now, I mean, obviously that interrupted your practice and your business, and I mean, you just say, hey, no work right now, no income right now, I'm going to take care of myself.
Yeah, right? I'm finding that when you're sick like that, you don't really care about work or money or anything like that. It seems superficial. You're just more interested in getting through the next day. Yeah.
Did you learn something about your own personal psychology? Obviously, you learned something about your body, but at a spiritual or an emotional level, what did you go through during that period of time, Michael?
What I learned a lot is about the people around you. It's about appreciating the people that are always going to be there, no matter what, no matter how successful you are. They're always going to be there for you. They're always going to appreciate you. So I'm always about love the people in front of you, care about the people that are in front of you right then and there. And I think if you focus on that, then you just keep moving forward.
Yeah, I think that's so wise. You know, we're always planning. A lot of entrepreneurs they're envisioning the future, and it's going to be this way, and they have a plan B and a plan C. And we drift away from the simple ability to just look and appreciate what's right in front of us at the moment.
Yeah, and I think too, if you're not competing against all of your competitors and you're competing against yourself.
Yeah.
If I do better today than I did yesterday, then I won.
Yeah. Awesome axiom right there. Very, very insightful. So what are you doing right now? You came out of the lymphoma period, and then what did you say to yourself? Tell us about how you emerged from this. Huh?
Came out of my lymphoma period and decided I was going to help the world, change the world, and so I went to work for a nonprofit.
Now wait a minute. Did you get inspired? Did you feel guilty? Did you feel like,
I don't think I felt
you know,
guilty.
I'm lucky that I have a day of life here, so I want to do something really meaningful? What was
Well, what I really wanted to do was get in a Winnebago and travel for 6 months, but that didn't work out.
Yeah.
I had to pay bills. No, I think I went to work for a nonprofit and figured if I volunteered for them and at least helped more than one nonprofit at a time and helped some people that may be less fortunate than I am. I mean,
Yes, right.
lymphoma is not, for me, it wasn't a big deal, but there are people that are much worse than I was. And when you're sitting in that hospital room and I'm an old guy, you know, and there's 8-year-olds.
It's all relative, of course.
18-year-olds in that hospital room.
Right.
You realize that, you know, they have a lot more to lose than I do.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
a very good point. That's a very good point. So you said, well, I'm going to volunteer, get involved, and try to help some small business people.
Yep. Started at the
share with them with what you've
Exactly.
learned over the years.
Started out of the nonprofit association, helping those nonprofits, and then it evolved to the Small Business Association.
What's the one thing, I know we're going to kind of wrap up here, you do all these workshops and you bring the authors in and they do all these training. And again, like I said, practical, concrete, actionable stuff you can do next week or whatever and make a difference in your small business. What have you learned as you see these people ingesting this stuff? Is it the constant desire to improve? Are they afraid of learning and absorbing new information? What's the singular insight that you take?
I don't
from
think
all
they're
that?
afraid to learn. I think it's the time commitment to learn. It's the money trying to figure out how they're going to pay for it. You know, a lot of small business owners, you go in and you're really passionate about your trade. You may fix cars.
Yeah.
You know, but you're not a bookkeeper.
Right.
And so when you get out there, you got to figure out how to do the bookkeeping and be passionate about fixing cars.
Right,
so
right.
I think that's what drives me, is that there's so many people out there that are doing this every single day. And so if you can inspire them to learn one little thing that they can take back to their office and make their job a little bit easier, as a small business owner, you've accomplished something.
So let me boil this down. Inspire somebody to learn one little thing.
thing.
One little thing. Michael Mitlier. Thank you so much, my
no
friend.
problem.
I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Mr. Michael Mitlier, ladies and gentlemen. Rule of thumb, get his books, buy his
Got
books. Awesome.
I love it.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, sir.